As we gear up for a new severe weather season in North Georgia, we are looking at how much damage severe convective storms can bring each year. And last year, it was the second highest year on record with $54 billion in losses across the United States. Joining me now to talk about ways to strengthen your home ahead of severe weather season is Sarah Dillingham, a senior meteorologist with the Insurance Institute for Business and Home Safety. Thank you so much, Sarah, for joining us today.
Thanks for having me, Melissa. Excited to talk to you.
So we're looking ahead to severe weather season, which we know we have a peak for tornadoes here in Georgia, March, April, and May, but severe storms can happen year-round across the southeast. So let's break things down into simple things people can do now that may not cost a lot of money to make their home a little more strengthened ahead of severe storms or strong winds. What are some of the easiest things people can do maybe this weekend or next weekend?
Right. Well, that's a great question, Melissa. So there's a scale of things that you can do. And like you said, let's start with the easy things, a little bit of sweat equity on the weekend. Take a look at your gutters and downspouts. Those can easily get clogged with the debris, especially as we've gone into fall and winter. If you never made it up there to clean out those gutters, you want to make sure you clean out all that debris, make sure that all of that water that may fall during some of these storms can easily be carried off your roof and then away from your home. Also, look to seal some gaps and cracks around those windows and doors. I know we really think about that maybe for an energy efficiency aspect, but that's also helpful during inclement weather as well, because water will typically find its way into those weak points there, maybe like a leaky window, or potentially at the bottoms of your doors. If you have these high winds pushing in on your door, sometimes if that seal isn't very tight, you can see water start to seep in there, and that can cause some damage. Also, I know here in South Carolina and in Georgia as well, hail is something that you deal with. So consider installing these HVAC screens that can actually provide a layer of protection for your home. You can search for those online and install those. That's going to protect the components from getting dented if hail should come through the area. And then also consider having your garage door serviced. When we talk about kind of these larger things you can do, your garage door, that's a big area of vulnerability that we can see oftentimes in high winds and even in tornadoes. So making sure that all the connections are tight there, that's going to help hold that in place, hopefully, if high winds do impact you this year. And also take a look at some of those trees and branches that are close to your home or hanging over your home. Maybe some of them don't look so healthy. You might have to maybe trim some of those, and if it doesn't look like something you can handle yourself, give a licensed arborist a call, and they can come take care of those for you, because even if you take all the right precautions and prepare your home, a tree coming crashing through your roof, that's still going to cause some damage. So you want to really make sure that you're addressing those each storm season.
And that is a great point, because in Georgia, we've had even some events that are not considered severe where we see trees coming down, and it's often because those trees were already rotting or decaying and it was just waiting on the right wind gust to pick it up and kind of knock it over. So excellent advice there. I want to talk a little bit more about the garage doors, because sometimes when we go on damage surveys and we're looking at weaker EF0 or EF1 winds, or maybe just strong straight line winds that are less than 80 miles per hour, that's one of those vulnerable areas where if the doors are weaker, I've seen on damage surveys those garage doors caving in a lot easier than the walls of your house. So in addition to a tune-up, are there things that people can do to maybe upgrade and invest in stronger garage doors to protect their house?
Absolutely, Melissa, and you hit it right there. Our garage doors are the largest opening to our home, which makes them very vulnerable. You want to consider, if you want to make an investment in your home, considering installing a wind-rated garage door. I actually have one on my townhome, so I was really excited to see that when I moved here. But wind-rated garage doors are going to give you extra protection against wind, because as that wind pushes in on the garage door, it can cause those doors that have not been tested to withstand those pressures to fail. And then when wind gets inside the home, your home is built to keep the wind out, and it can withstand the wind on the outside. But once wind gets into the home, now it's pushing on the interior of the home, things like your walls and your roof. So it's pushing out on the walls, up on the roof, kind of like a balloon, and that can happen instantaneously if your garage door fails. And sometimes those can lead to wall failures or even roof failures, where we have seen structural damage occur to the roof. I've even seen in some past tornado events where homeowners they're sheltering for a storm, and then all of a sudden their front door blows in, and then next thing they know, a wall was blown out. So that was the weak point. So garage doors, those openings, those are the things that you really want to address. And garage doors, you might have to do a little searching for those, but they are available. You can look and see which ones are rated for the pressures that you'll experience in your area. If you go down like the Florida hurricane coast, they're going to be rated to maybe as high as 200 miles per hour. You probably don't need that in central Georgia, but finding one that is rated potentially to 110, 130 miles per hour, that's going to give you some solid protection against that damage.
And you mentioned some of the Florida building codes. They are much stronger there to withstand the winds from hurricanes and the impacts from hurricanes. But even though in Georgia our building codes may be a little bit different, there are certain types of roofs that can be much better against those strong winds. Can you talk more about that to me?
Sure. Well, your home is your first line, or your roof is your home's first line of defense. It's taking all of the elements, right? I kind of liken it to your roof's hat, right? When the hat's on, it's kind of helping to protect everything. When that gets damaged or it comes off, then more significant failures can happen. So what we have developed here at IBHS is a voluntary construction standard called Fortified. And that has a couple different components. It's going to include things like a fortified roof that's going to have enhanced connections. We're going to have what are called ring shank nails that give twice the uplift protection of a regular smooth shank nail that's commonly used in home construction. So it's going to have those added connections. It's also going to have a sealed roof deck. All that is we tape the seams of the plywood decking underneath your roof cover so that in the event your roof cover is damaged, let's say either by hail or wind tears off some of your shingles or another roof cover material you may have on, that sealed roof deck is going to prevent the water from getting inside your home. And we call water a damage amplifier, where that can increase the cost, sometimes by as much as a factor of 3 of the cost of damage that you might see in your home. So keeping that water out, that fortified roof is going to give you that protection. And last but not least, we've already talked about hail. If you're in hail-prone areas, even in Georgia, we see enough hail, it seems like lately, that it's worth considering that added protection. You can install a good or rated excellent product, a good or excellent rated product from our shingle rating scorecard. We produce that at IBHS. Those impact-resistant shingles are going to give you that added protection against hail in the event that you do have a hailstorm.
And all science-backed, done with research at your laboratory, because the integrity of your home matters when severe weather strikes. Sarah Dillingham with IBHS, thank you so much for joining us today. And remember, severe weather strikes all times during the year. Sarah, can you tell us where people can learn more information about the fortified roofs? And you were talking about garage doors. Where can they learn more about that?
Sure. Well, the fortifiedhome.org website, that's a great place to learn all about the Fortified program and the various levels of designations that we offer and more of the science behind that construction standard that you talked about. Also on IBHS.org, on our guidance tab, you can find home and business disaster guides that are going to go through some of the same actions that I highlighted today, in addition to some that we weren't able to get to show how you can protect your home this storm season. We also have, I believe, IBHS.org/garage doors. You can find some of our latest research there and show you the science behind why your garage door is a weak point on your home.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.